Man, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Freddie Stevenson from Trials of Triumph, and I'm looking a little different today. Check me out. We finally got the Trials of Triumph merch. You see it, man. The hoodie, the shirts, the hats. So make sure to go get your gear. Y'all been asking for it, man. So make sure to go get the gear from garnetandgold.com, man. We're going to put the link in the description. Go support us, man. We appreciate everybody that's been supporting over the course of this season. But we have another amazing episode coming up today with FSU legend Travis Rudolph. He talks about his time at Florida State and ultimately living up to the standard and what the current Noles have to do to get things back on track. But he also talks about his roller coaster journey and how he's been able to overcome adversity to get back to where he is today. When you talk about trials of triumph, Travis Rudolph embodies that to the fullest. And it's been nothing but inspiration to see how he stares in the face of adversity and doesn't allow it to discourage him. Man, check this one out, man. It's a powerful episode. But first, I'd love to take the time out to thank our sponsors, T1RX, Indie Atlantic Films, and Concord Coffee. But let's get into this episode, man. I bet, man. Shoot, I appreciate you pulling up for sure, man.
Most definitely.
Man, listen, you're a dude I, had the opportunity to play with. You coming up, being younger than me and stuff, just watching your growth, man. I got a ton of respect for you, man. And you got a powerful story, and just being able to watch how you've been able to navigate through it and still come out on top, bro, is nothing but inspiration. So I had to get you on the platform for sure, bro.
I appreciate you. You know, it's vice versa.
I wanted to start, with Florida State. You were one of the top recruits coming out of high school. What was it about FSU that made you want to come there? What stood out about them? Because you could have went anywhere in the country.
Um, really, what what stood out to me the most is when I took my visit there, because honestly, I really wasn't even having Florida State in my eyes because all my family went to Miami Hurricanes. But it was my brother-in-law at the time. He pretty much he heard a conversation I had with Coach Kelly. Big shout out to Coach Kelly. I love him to death. Coach Kelly, he just said, just come take a visit and see what they have to offer for me. And I came up there and I fell in love with the campus and I gained a real good connection with Jimbo. No coach that I got recruited by in high school broke down the film like how he did. Like I could tell that he really like invested his time into like studying my game, and he basically just told me how he planned on using me, and it sold me. I was convinced like I'm ready to be a Seminole when I had took that visit.
When you look up back on everything now, man, as far as the dreams that you had as a high schooler coming in and seeing that the career that you were able to have at Florida State, man, was it everything that you were told coming out as a, recruit? Did you have everything? Were you able to live it out in real time?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely lived it out. I mean, I had a blast at Florida State. Uh, and as far as just like the grind and the camaraderie that I built with my teammates, um, and just that bond, like I miss it. To be real with you, like it was a blast just coming along with all those great players, like Jay Boo, Rashad Green, you got Jalen, yourself, Dalvin, all those guys, man. It's just being a part of that experience. It was just an awesome experience to even just be a part of because I understood what it took to even get to that point to be actually out there on the field and grinding it out with the guys.
Man, I done seen so many legendary plays for you. I remember I believe it was my sophomore year, my junior year. You were really our go-to guy. Like you became
Yeah.
that dude for Florida State. And there's so many plays I think of. Like, man, I remember the play when we were playing Houston and Sean when I hurt his leg and you caught a route on the side of the field, broke the dude down and went for like 40.
Yeah.
And the play against Syracuse, but it's so many. So I always wanted to ask you, man, if it was one play that stood out to you during your time at Florida State that you'll never forget.
Um, I got a couple of them, but like the one that like stuck out to me the most is my freshman year when we played against Notre Dame. That was a big college game, day game, and I remember I had caught a quick out route by J Boo on the sideline, and I stopped on the dime, made a dude fall, and I like I stepped into the end zone. That was one of like the fond memories I had. And then the next one was against the Syracuse game when I caught that post route by Sean. And I stiffed on a couple guys, got into the end zone. Those was like two of the like biggest memories I had.
Yeah, walk me through that play, bro. Cause that play, I see it come up so much, bro. That play so legendary, dog.
So it was just one of those plays that is just like, you know how you feel when you get that ball in your hand, you're like, bro, I gotta score. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like I already had that mindset that like, it's only but so many opportunities that us receivers are gonna get, because we gotta just understand just the role of the game and how the game flow and everything. But I remember just the whole week we was going over in practice, like, they run cover four, the post alert, purse alert. So just going into it, I'm like, okay, man, this is the perfect time. Like everything that we just did over there on scout against the scouts in practice is literally the same thing that we seeing on the film. So I had the post and I caught it, and I was just seeing it end zone, man. I'm like, man, whatever I gotta do, I gotta score. I'm not letting nobody else get this touchdown. I gotta have it, and that's what happened, man. I was just determined. It's just the will and the determined power was just getting in that end zone.
After the successful career you had at Florida State, man, what ultimately, led you to enter the draft early on?
Um, it was really, it was really. I just felt like, I wanted to bet on myself for the most part. My ultimate dream was to play in the NFL. Like since I was a elementary schooler, like I always wanted to go to the NFL. And I had a talk with Jimbo. Um, Honestly, I felt like me and Jimbo, we have a great relationship. Like big shout out to Jimbo because he really pours his heart into the players. But when I had that talk, I just felt like he didn't basically convinced me enough to come back. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like leaning more towards coming back to school because my mom always wanted me to finish school. That was like first. You feel me? But I was just on something like, man, I feel like my time is now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a it's like you got that thin line of like, man, what if I get hurt next year? You know what I'm saying? I'm healthy right now. I can go and into the draft and like I said, bet on myself. So that's what really ultimately made me enter the draft early.
Man, we talked about your story and ultimately the adversity that you've been able to overcome, and heading into the draft process, you ended up unfortunately having your father pass away. Um, how tough was that time for you ultimately preparing for something that you've been working for your whole life, but then losing? I seen the clip online of Steve Harvey said, "Our fathers are the only man in the world that ever wants us to be better than them."
Right.
And it's real. So I wanted to ask you, how was it during that time and how you've been able to, heal through that process?
Uh, I ain't gonna lie, that was like one of the toughest moments I ever experienced in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because like my dad, he been a part of my life, like all my life. Like he was married with my mom, so it's like I'm very fair and family oriented, and it's just like to lose someone close home like your father, like that's something that is like I'm still shaking back from to this day. It's like I have moments where it's like I want to like reach out to him, have a convo with him, just knowing that he's not like physically there. It hurts. But I use that like as a chip on my shoulder, like you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like it was instilled in me, just like you still have to continue with life. You know what I'm saying? Just battle adversity and just understanding that death comes in mysterious ways. And yeah, that's why I felt like got me through it. I just felt like what I'm saying. I can't just give up on life. You know what I'm saying? My father wouldn't want me to do that. So just to keep pushing forward and stand strong for my siblings and my mother as well. That's what got me through it.
Yeah, nah, for sure, bro. Like I love my OG last year, bro, and just you don't even know it. You one of the people that kind of done helped me get through this process. Like just seeing how you've been able to maneuver. Like you said, it's still a learning process. You're adapting to a whole new world. Like some days I be wanting to hit his line because he blow me up every day, bro. But
Right.
still, like ultimately, like you said, bro, like he would want me to keep going. Like I remember my main man just he preached at my granddad's funeral. and we thinking he finna just be down for a few weeks. Man, that man went on a crazy run. He wouldn't want, he ain't stopped. So I know
Yeah,
he wouldn't have wanted me to stop. And just to hear you say that, bro, like I said, it's motivational, bro. Like, and I don't think it's men, enough, especially black men, bro, that come from, the environments that we come from. We always taught to be tough, that
right.
we can't show emotion,
Yeah,
and now I don't really care, bro. Like I know, like you can do your Googles, go do your research in the neighborhood. I'm stamped, so I don't
yeah,
care what you think. You feel me? Like working on becoming the best version of myself. For my
exactly.
family, for my kids. Ultimately for my community, bro. So listen, man. I'm calling all my FSU fans to the front right now, man. I know that this season hasn't gone the way that we would like, but we have something dope in store for you guys to lift your spirits up a little bit. Trials of Triumph is partnered with LAA Sports and Entertainment, along with the Jacksonville Seminoles Club, to bring you a live podcast event with FSU legend Dalvin Cook on November 29th for the FSU UF game. This will include a live podcast with myself and Dalvin Cook, a watch party for the FSU UF game, meet and greet opportunities, live vendors, and more. And it will be hosted at the Southern Swells Brewing Company in Jacksonville, Florida. Like, man, I know this season hasn't gone the way that we like, but this right here with Dalvin Cook, FSU great, and you can't miss this. And tickets will be limited, so make sure to go grab your tickets right now. We dropped the link below, so make sure to go grab your tickets right now. Like, man, y'all been blowing me up about doing it. We finally doing it. So make sure to grab your tickets to be there to witness this moment live. Looking forward to seeing you there, and of course, go Noles, baby. Just you continuing to take that step and evolve as a man, bro. I don't think we tell each other this enough as men, bro, especially black men. I'm proud of you, bro, for real.
Exactly. Vice versa, my boy. But like you said, like they ain't nothing something like, you know what I'm saying, easy to just get over. Cause it's like you still gotta just like walk with your head held high. Cause it's just knowing that like you really lost someone that's been in your life. You know what I'm saying? That basically molded you into the man that you are today. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my dad been with me every step of the way. You know what I'm saying? He didn't miss a game. He was the one who was throwing footballs with me outside at the house. I, like, you know what I'm saying, even after you get off work, I'm like, Dad, let's go play football. He was just throw football with me. It's like those type of memories that come to you and you be like, damn, man, like I just want to take the time back to just get those moments back.
And now it's real. Like one thing I've been standing on as I've just been studying, fasting and praying. It's one thing. It's just been hitting me, and God just been constantly relaying it to me. Sometimes we get so caught up in the mess that we'll forget the message. Is like, man, even in the midst of this mess, man, the message is even in all of this, God still got you covered. Like I can look at
Yeah,
the other side of it. Like I got to witness, him for 52 years. You got to witness your pops for so long, and just those memories, bro. Like and the lessons that he ultimately taught you, because you see it, bro. Like so many people, bro. You know how many people would have just shut down and folded after that, bro.
yeah.
So
I
that's a
already
testament
know.
to the what he instilled in you, though.
Exactly.
Just that's like sometimes we get so caught up in the mess we forget the message. Like I could just think to myself, I was just chilling and just tripping. Some days I don't feel like doing nothing. I just hear my pop, like, Fred, you got to get up. Ain't nobody finna feel sorry for you. Like that's why
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you got to get up. So
Yeah.
now, but um, going back to the draft, man, what was the process like for you, man? Going through expecting to get drafted. We all expect you to get drafted and then going undrafted.
Um, the process for me, I ain't lie, it was frustrating because it was like at the time, you during the time you being hands on with your agent calling you like, yeah, speaking to certain teams, they looking for it, like drafting you in this round, and then that round comes and it just goes by, and you be like, damn, what happened? Like it was like that was frustrating. It's just because we had like a little watch party at my sister's house and stuff, and it's just like all my family there, so it's just like you just waiting, just like anticipating to get a call. You're like, man, I don't care when, I just want to just hear my name called. You know what I'm saying? So we can move on to the next step. But not getting that call, man, it brings even more like motivation and hunger. It's just like you gotta prove it to yourself type of deal. You know what I'm saying? Like not for anybody else, but it was more so for myself. Like I know my worth when it comes down to playing ball. So that's what it was.
What was it like your time in New York, man? One of the greatest cities in the world, bro. You got to play for one of the most prestigious franchises.
Yeah. I had a blast in New York. You know, I love my time being with the Giants. Just even like encountering those type of legends like Eli Manning, you know, Brandon Marshall, and big shout out to my boy OBJ. OBJ, he taught me a lot, you know, just like understanding the game and just how to be a professional. You know, I definitely leaned on to him just to like, you know, show me the ropes pretty much because, you know, you just seeing him in college and just how he was successful in the NFL and then you actually get there and you meet him, you'll think like, before you'll just think like, basically how the media try to portray him, like he's just like a, you know, arrogant person, but he's really like a humble individual. He's normal, like cool people. It's like genuine.
Ultimately, your time ended, with the Giants and trying to find your way back into the league, and you got opportunity with the Dolphins and ended up tearing your ACL. Kind of walk me through that process. I know it had to be frustrating to you
Yeah,
just trying to get
it
back into the league.
it was definitely frustrating because I remember like when I got cut from the Giants. You know, I'm on the phone with my agent. I'm like, man, what's next? He's like, don't worry, you'll get a phone call within a week or whatever. 1 week go by, no phone call. 2 weeks, no phone call. The third week, still no phone call. Fourth, I'm like, damn, like you know what I'm saying, like, and you know, like just like being apart. I was only apart for a year, but I seen enough to know, like, you know, it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. You don't want to get lost. Like basically where you're not in, you're not dabbing into teams or workouts. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like a next man up. It's like everybody trying to get an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those. So then when I finally did get that call, I was excited, super excited. I remember we worked out in the morning. Um, and then the coaches, they loved me. They signed me. I did my physical. Came back and it was moist. And I'm just out there, fresh legs, pretty much. You know, you trying to prove a point. And I remember it was on routes on there, and then I had like a curl route, and I like hyperextended my knee. I heard it pop, felt it pop. That crushed me though, like, cause I like tried to get it up. Like when I got up from it, I tried to trot it off, and I just went back down. I knew something went right. Cause you know how sometimes you feel like you can just like fight through like a little ankle injury or something. I'm thinking like, all right, maybe I can fight through it. But when they finally told me like, yeah, you tore your ACL, it crushed me because I was like, damn, like I didn't think I would be the one that, you know, to tear my ACL because I felt like I had the proper preparation as far as like doing your squats and, you know, and being in the gym to make sure you prevent those type of injuries. But it happened.
And not for sure, man. One thing I know we just talked about your college journey, man, but I remember the moment going viral in college, with you sitting down with Bo Kapasky when you were visiting a school one day when they had y'all doing the event. Kind of walk me through that process and what ultimately led you to even sit down with him that day during lunch.
Yeah. Basically, I remember big shout out to my boy Derek Coles. Derek Coles, he was harping on me and Dalvin, you know, basically saying like, yo, we got to get more involved with the community. You know, I'm gonna start setting up events for us to go visit schools and everything. You know, and you guys just interact with them if they got any type of questions. Um, answer, give them advice, etc. And we specifically went to the school Bo was at, and then they was having lunch at the time. And basically, we walked all around the cafeteria, you know, just shaking everybody's hands, you know, and they had pizza. I'll never forget. I was hungry. I wanted some pizza. I got a couple slices of pizza.
Men were not built to coast. We were built to conquer. T1RX delivers physician-led testosterone therapy and supplements forged for operators. No excuses, no fluff, just results. Make sure to visit T1RX.com and take the edge back. And at checkout, Use code Trials of Triumph to get 10% off of your order.
I grab a couple slices of pizza, and I seen both sitting there. I asked him, could I sit down with him? He said, yeah, come sit. And then like we popped it off like we knew each other already. Like had a convo. Like he asked me if I he asked me if I was a NBA player, and I'm like, nah, I play football for Florida State. No, I thought it was funny because he's like he thought I was a basketball player, and I'm too short. Well, me knowing what I know, like I'm too short to even be a basketball player. Them boys like 6'5" average, like. But yeah, we chopped it up, and we had a normal convo. I didn't even know he was going through what he was going through, far as like being autistic. Um, and it's just a simple gesture that it's always instilled from my mom. She just like, treat everybody equal because you never know what a combo can do for you, and that just came to fruition right there. Like that just like brought awareness to, autism and everything, which I'm like super proud about. You know what I'm saying? And like me and Bo, we still talk to this day. And I love those two, Bo and Leah. Like that's what it is.
Nah, man. How did you deal with the national attention once it ended up going viral, man? Cause you was on every network after that moment happened.
Yeah. I mean, like I embraced it for the most part, but like I said, I looked at it like I didn't even think I did anything special. You know what I'm saying? Like I just pretty much created a new friendship. And but to hear that, people started embracing both after that situation, that put a big smile on my face. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want any individual to feel like they're like left out or like the black sheep of school or anything. You know what I'm saying? So just to hear like he was like gaining new friends and everything, that made me proud.
With athletes and just public figures, having the huge platforms that they have, do you feel like we obligated to, as far as being a role model for the people that come after us?
I won't say we obligated, but I'll more so say like I feel like us with those type of platforms, I feel like it's only right to give back. You know what I'm saying? It's like kind of like don't hide the formula. You know what I'm saying? Like because people will look at us and think it's like this like special type of formula when really it's simple. It's just hard work, dedication, and just keeping the main thing the main thing. Big shout out to Dr. Echo. Keeping the main thing because it's like priorities. You know what I'm saying? It's just breaking down priorities when it goes from school to, being very attentive to your parents, respectful to your elders, all that. Like,
Yeah, no, for sure, man. You recently went through a very challenging legal battle. Now that you've been acquitted of all charges, could you kind of talk about that process and reflect on that period of your life?
yeah, that period, it was just a lot of like self-reflecting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly just felt like that was a time for me to like really like connect with God. I got a very strong connection with God, going through that process. And like that time it was like, man, like you think about all the highs that you had, all the accolades, and you're like, man, this possibly can just be wiped away. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know this situation don't define me, but it's just even going through it is like it's not like a good feeling, not a good experience, because it's like wow, like how can I get to this point? You know what I'm saying? Like I got a good head on my shoulder. I got plenty, goals to do and accomplish while I'm going through life. But just going through this, it was like adversity. Like it was major adversity. Like wow, like so. I mean, overall, I feel like you know, life happens. You got to make adjustments. It's just the same way as like losing your father. You know what I'm saying? Or losing a family member that was like a significant role in your life. It's just like you got to make adjustments, and you get a new 24 every day. So like that's what pushes me. You know what I'm saying? My new 24, and I can be the man that I can be, the best me I can be.
For people that'll watch this that aren't necessarily familiar with your story or situation, could you give us a brief summary of what took place on that night, if you can?
Yeah, so pretty much she was a female I was dealing with at the time. She went through my phone, then like what she seen in my phone, it led to verbal and physical altercation as far as her putting her hands on me, which led to her eventually calling her brother and a few of his friends to come to my house to kill me. And make a long story short, a fight broke out. They pulled out guns. I retrieved my firearm and I defended myself. Unfortunately, someone passed away and another person got shot. But yeah, I was arrested for it. Spent a year and a day in jail and like a year and like 3 months on house arrest. And I went to trial and I got acquitted for self-defense on all charges.
So what was the toughest part for you while you were incarcerated, waiting for you ultimately to be acquitted?
The toughest part was me losing my nephew. Um, when I lost my nephew, it was literally this the same month, like right around Thanksgiving. Um, I lost my nephew and like one of my cousins who worked, at the jail. She came with one of my pastors, and I'm thinking that they just came to just pray for me, pretty much. So I was like excited to see him, and my pastor he pretty much got straight to the point and he just said like, "Yo, it's your nephew. He got in a car accident last night, and unfortunately he passed away." He said it just like that, and that broke me down. And I remember like trying to like go to the funeral, and my cousin pretty much told me she can try her best, but it's not promised because like unless it's your like mother or your father or like your wife or something like that, they won't let you go. So that was like the toughest thing that I had to go through.
All right, man. Hey, dude, that man. Um, Going through that process, you talked about, ultimately the family support. But earlier we mentioned the situation with Bo Paskey. What did it
Right,
mean for you, ultimately to see him still supporting you during this time where I know you as a guy, a high character, you feel me? Um,
right.
when everybody's painting this agenda about you, but he continued to stand by you during this time.
Yeah, that meant a lot. I mean, because I didn't even know he was gonna come down and actually, be there for me on my trial. So that meant a lot. Like just even seeing him with a smile on his face, and just being there for me, like, that showed like the true definition of a real brother. Don't let no outside noise define who you know as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like that just showed me that it was genuine love. It wasn't for publicity or anything. Like it was just that meant a lot. And like you said, just like that's what really kept me grounded. I feel like I had a very good support system as far as with you, Darwin, like and all my loved ones, like all my friends and family, like you know what I'm saying. They really like was backing me behind everything.
You talked about it a little bit earlier, but how has your perspective on life changed ultimately, from the passing of your father to the trial and ultimately, navigating this new space of your life now?
My perspective on life, like I said, the main thing is just like protecting my peace. Um, I felt like before that situation I went through with my trial and everything, I felt like I was very like um, giving people the benefit of the doubt and not reading signs and like for as far as like bad energy and just getting out of the situation because like ultimately when I look at that situation, I blame myself because it's like the God gave me signs to get out of this situation, but I had to bump my head, I guess. Like you think something is like genuine love, but it's really not. You know what I'm saying? People have their own motives and to be involved with you. But yeah, I mean, that's my main thing is just protecting my peace and yeah, and just keep stacking my days, like win a day. Don't just try to like be thinking about what could take place in a month or 2 months from now. Just be where my feet are.
What's something that you want people to take away from your story when they hear the ups, the downs, and ultimately through it all, you still remaining like because I think that's what I admire about you the most, to be honest, bro. Like I said, a lot of people would have folded, just real like if they
Yeah,
came out of it, they would have went crazy. So for you, what's something you want
yeah.
people to take from it?
Something I want people to take from it is it's pretty much understanding in life, like you gotta weather the storm. When I say weather the storm, is adversity is gonna hit you in some way, somehow. Like you know what I'm saying? And you can't you can't basically down yourself or allow people to make judgment on you based off one situation. Because one day you can have it all, the next day you can be at your lowest, and vice versa. So that's the main thing. Is just to battle adversity and you create your own testimony. You know, like I said, like of course I wanted to continue to play football, but God had another path for me, and I understand that, and I understand that I have the ability to, create my own path at life from here on out.
No, for sure, for sure. And we played at Florida State during the time we was, winning championships, compete for championships. So I wanted to I wanted to ask you, since we played at the height of FSU, what do you think about the current state of Florida State? And then what do you feel like they need to do in order to get back to that level where we fear it again?
Um, that's a good question. I mean, from going to the FSU Miami game, I seen that those guys won it. But like I say, it's like I can't really like wrap my finger on it. But the main thing that I would advise them is just to understand them as players. Like it's way deeper than the coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like us when we was at Florida State, us players was like we took initiative to make sure like we got everything on point. You know what I'm saying? We just not depending on Jimbo to make us a certain call for it to go right for us. You know what I'm saying? Like so I feel like when all of them get that mindset to just be like, man, we control our own destiny and we run this show like we actually the people that's frontline. Those just the people that call the plays. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have that type of mindset, like your whole team on board with that, then I feel like you can be unstopped because it's like everybody on point.
No, that's real. Like it, bro. Like good team we played on, brother. You said it. The players take the initiative. Jimbo, those guys, they say whatever they do, whatever they do. But at the end of the day, sometimes they ain't even have to say nothing. We stepping up and handling business, and that's ultimately what
Right.
successful teams gonna do. And it ain't no sitting around, blaming each other. Everybody holding themselves accountable first, and then if you ain't holding up your end of the bargain, out, we finna figure out why. And ultimately, it's not acceptable. We got to stand it here for sure. Um, but
Yeah.
that being said, bro. Like I said, I appreciate you taking time, out your schedule, bro. I got a lot of respect for you, bro. You know that for sure. Just everything that
Most definitely.
that you stand for, bro. Everything that I continue to see you, no matter what's thrown your way, bro. That's what trials to triumph is, bro. Like you feel me? Like
Yeah.
people didn't even, I remember at Florida State, everybody. I remember, I think it was Bobo one day. We was at state. He was like, "Freddie, you look like you done just been through something, bro." And I was like, "Man, I ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing to do with me doing this schoolwork, bro."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just that's what this platform for. People that deal with adversity and overcome adversity, no matter what's thrown their way, bro. And that's when you talk about trials of trying, bro. You fit the mold to the fullest, bro. Like no matter what's thrown your way, you
Yeah.
continue to rise to the top, and that's a testament to your parents and how they raised you, bro. So shout out to you, bro. You ain't know it to the day, bro. I've been inspired by you and just how you continue to keep moving after your father passed away and all the situations you dealt with. So I thank you for that, how you continue to stand strong. Make sure you give moms a hug for me. Tell them I'm praying
I
for
got you.
y'all always for sure. Um,
Definitely.
and yeah, bro, just keep doing what you're doing, bro. For real, bro. I don't know if you're gonna be up in Jacksonville later this month. I'm gonna be. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be.
I probably shoot up.
Okay.
I'll see what my schedule look like.
I know when I come down. Shoot, I'm coming Friday to pick up some stuff for my event. So if I'm free, bro, I'm gonna hit your line before I get down there and see where you at.
Most definitely, man. Much love. Appreciate you for having me,
Yes,
Freddie.
sir.